Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terri Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week we kicked off the 4th season of Veronica Mars, and we watched a movie. Hey, look at us. We watched a movie. It's not just a podcast about television. Ha! We watched the Best Picture winner for 2020, Nomadland. So we will start with that because, we're just on that high of having to actually watch a film that is relatively current.
Yeah.
And I started watching it with my husband, even though I was pretty sure that what happened is what would happen, which is that after about 20 minutes, he said, "This is sad and boring," and he left the room and probably went to watch people blowing stuff up real good on some other movie. But I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Yeah, I did too.
It wasn't exactly what you would call a rip-roaring, plot-heavy extravaganza of action, but it was moving and compelling and interesting and just such a beautiful performance by Frances McDormand. I could have just watched her for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
And David Strathairn also, who I like very much, just in this quiet little part.
Mm-hmm.
And then so many people who are judging by IMDb, not actors, but probably.
Yeah, real nomads.
Yeah.
Is almost everyone except for Frances McDormand and David Strathairn, as you mentioned.
And it made it feel like it felt like it was a documentary, even though I knew that the foreground performance was not
right
based on fact. Still, the whole thing felt like a documentary, which is fine. That's cool.
Yeah, it was, like you said, it wasn't rip-roaring action. It was meditative, and
yes, that is a perfect word.
It certainly had sadness to it, but I didn't find it overwhelmingly bleak. The Frances McDormand character was sort of became a nomad, on the sort of traveled and lived in her van after she lost her husband and her whole town.
Right,
kind of disappeared after the plant that was kind of keeping it alive was closed.
Well, the thing is that I didn't think it was particularly sad. I could see how you could sort of look at it and say, oh, look at all these poor people. They're homeless. They're rootless. They're just going around. They're doing these very hard jobs. But I didn't feel like any of them was looking for my pity. I felt like they were all doing what they wanted to be doing.
I definitely, the events that prompted Fern, the Frances McDormand character, to set out on this nomad journey and nomad life were sad, but she was in control of her life as much as she could be,
right?
And she really found a community with all these people, who were out kind of living the same way that she was.
Right, that was very interesting and compelling and so fun when she would see the same people again in different places, how good that must feel. And there was also a suggestion when she was visiting her sister that she had always been a little bit odd or offbeat or not well connected with sort of a traditional lifestyle. And so, it just made it feel like you could certainly put a sad lens on this, as I guess my husband did, because when I told him I didn't think it was particularly sad, he looked at me funny. But I didn't get the sense that it was sad for them. And just because I'm a big sap, I'm imagining at the end she's driving back to Dave, but maybe not.
I didn't think that.
Because she sort of went back and settled herself with her old place and sort of got rid of all her old things and sort of cut ties to that.
Right. Yeah.
Walked to the house one time. But that's just, it's completely open-ended, so you can decide anything you want. Maybe she just keeps on keeping on.
Right.
But I was really glad I watched it. And it grew on me over the course of the running time. And it was just very interesting and certainly nothing I've seen anywhere else.
No, very, very different. Like you said, it really felt like a combination of fiction and nonfiction.
Yeah.
It has a beautiful score, beautiful music.
Yes.
And, you get all these landscape shots, the Badlands and the desert and all kinds of beautiful, American scenery.
Yes. Yes, it was very nice. And also just a whole lifestyle that one might not have thought existed, but I'm sure it does. It's based on a nonfiction book. So the reporter went with them and sort of lived with them for a while and cataloged everything.
Right.
And some of the people in the movie were profiled in the book.
Yes.
So that's kind of interesting. Always interesting when they take a nonfiction book that was not intended to be a movie and carve one out of it. Mm-hmm. Not always successful.
Right.
And often this sort of rambling, let's get in all these interesting stories at the expense of, a plot. Mm-hmm. But I totally did not mind.
Yeah, it worked in this case.
I enjoyed
Good on you,
like
Chloe Zhao.
For it. Yeah, exactly. But I did. I like spending time with those people.
Mm-hmm. And how did they get Amazon to agree to let them film in their distribution center?
I wondered about that. But they did make it seem a lot friendlier than I have heard such places are.
Yes.
So, that's an interesting question. But they did. So it must be a thing. It must be a regular nomadic Amazon workers cyclically coming in to do their thing and then going other places.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's just another seasonal job, you know. The beet harvest and the packing of the Amazon boxes.
But it did make me think, I get a text from Amazon like every day saying, we have jobs, come get a job. We have a signing bonus, come get a job. It's like, and I think, I wonder if they have jobs for 61, 62-year-old ladies. And now I know they do.
Yeah.
Do I have to be living in my van to get that job? I don't know. Maybe so. But
well, and they even Amazon was paying for the parking of the van.
Right.
But only
that is really interesting.
Only for that moment.
That little space and time, though. Once you're done, move along.
Right. Exactly.
Interesting. Good movie and good for us for actually watching something serious. And now, somehow, we're going to talk about a show that's set on the beach, featuring lots of rich and beautiful people, that is way more depressing than Nomadland. Because Veronica Mars is back for another season of rich people behaving badly.
Right.
Young people being idiots. Stuff getting blown up. Cliff being smooth.
Wallace being adorable.
Feeling worried about Keith. And Logan and Veronica never quite being able to be happy because what would happen? The world would end. Rob Thomas saving us from total destruction.
So this is the season 4 of Veronica Mars, alternately called season 1 2019.
By your library.
By my library. And I've seen it in a couple other places. So, but yeah, this is when they brought it back.
Yes.
They got the gang back together. It's only 8 episodes, so.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see how that goes for us.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is that these people are all adults now, so I don't have to feel quite so sorry for them for their various life experiences. Veronica is having the life she wants to have, and like Frances McDormand, it may not be the life I would want or expect, but, God bless you. Go live in a van, or you go break things in rich people's houses and say no to a really ridiculously hunky guy. Holy cow, Jason Dohring's been taking care of himself.
He has been working out while he was not filming Veronica Mars.
I want to think he's been doing that just all along, just to feel good about himself, and not that they said, oh, by the way, you're going to be back playing a surfer, and he went, oh, crud, I gotta get in shape. But, yow.
Mm-hmm.
He is looking good, and yet, of course, would Veronica agree to marry him? Silly boy, you know better than that.
Yeah.
Because it's just the beginning of the season. She can't be happy.
Right.
But
I mean, she is happy that he came back from wherever he was.
She is.
Deployed.
Yes.
So.
And, seemed happy to welcome him back exuberantly. But, no, certainly not any sort of happy ending. No.
No.
But Wallace has found himself a cute wife and had a cute baby.
Adorable.
Good for you, Wallace. We're so happy for you. And producers and writers, let me say right now, if anything happens to Wallace and his adorable family, I will be coming for you.
I will be displeased.
I'm going to hire Veronica to mess you up. Seriously, your head in a bag is what we're going to require. Leave Wallace and his adorable family alone.
Okay, so question about the head in the bag, because
Cats.
There's this whole part about how there's this Mexican, drug lord, and we get some scenes with him and not really, and his guys without really knowing why. And then eventually, when there's this bombing at at one of the motels on the beach, which I guess is sort of the mystery of the season.
I guess.
Who did it? But anyway, it turns out that the nephew of this dude was killed in this bombing. And so he sends some of his guys to go figure out who did it. And he says, I want that person's head in a box or a bag or whatever.
Yeah.
But right before he said that, a different head in a box.
I guess that was to establish this is the way these folks do business.
I guess. It was just weird because, yeah. Anyway,
whereas in Neptune, they'll just put you out of business.
By putting rats in your store.
It's a head in a bag.
Yeah.
Did we need that? Any
that's
of that
what I mean.
at all?
Didn't need, no.
Is there really not enough evil in Neptune now that they have to go international? Seriously?
Yeah.
It was
and also
what show am I watching now? Unless that's Logan in the trunk, what show am I watching
right.
now?
Well, and as
Maybe
they point out on the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast, I mean, could this be more sort of stereotypical and just unnecessary?
They just felt a need to take a swerve into Breaking Bad territory or something.
Right.
It just seems, and also that interminable scene at the hotel of young people behaving badly. And you know that the reason this scene is here is because something's going to blow up. There's
Somebody's
no other
die.
reason for us to be seeing all these people. Can we move it along?
We only have 8 episodes. We don't need to establish all this.
Go to 5 different places. We don't need to have a little vignette with each of these doomed kids. Can we just set off the bomb already? I was fast forwarding to where something explodes. There's no other reason for those scenes to be there. Absolutely no other reason than the run up to the bombing.
Right.
Which we hopefully know is coming because there's a caption at the beginning of the episode saying 2 weeks before the bombing.
Right.
So we're waiting. That was just ridiculous. That was just endlessly, and not even suspenseful. Just, please something blow up now.
Right.
But one, delightful addition, we have to say, is Kirby Hell-Baptiste as the bar owner. Remembered from The Good Place as Chidi's girlfriend.
Yes.
And
yes, in Australia, and those parts of it. Mm-hmm.
Very, very fun in this. And I imagine she and Veronica are going to be pals.
Yes, because she speaks up at a town meeting and Veronica is immediately infatuated.
Yes. A friend for me?
Yes. It would be nice for her to have a female friend.
And she could pass her taser on.
We haven't seen Mac.
So
I don't know.
Nicole could tase people in her bar instead of punch them. Although punching is probably pretty satisfying.
It seemed pretty satisfying.
Yes.
To her, yeah.
So I liked her very much. Patton Oswalt, I think I am probably not going to enjoy, although I bet he's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, he seems to be milking, the character seems to be milking his presence at the bombing and the fact that he survived it.
Yes. So I don't know. I mean, I certainly can watch 8 episodes of it. But
we didn't get to see Weevil or Mac. We don't know if they're coming.
To them. And Keith, poor Keith, still feeling the effects of the car accident in ways that are going to continue to reverberate, I'm afraid.
Yes.
In unenjoyable ways.
And not getting very good medical help,
Yes.
Just here, take these pills.
Yes. That's not good.
Not a good solution.
Poor Keith. Oh, well. It's not a fun place, Neptune. Wasn't a fun place before. Not a fun place now.
No.
Again, I say to these people, there are many, many places to live. As long as you don't go to Tijuana and get your head in a bag, you can find other nice places to live. I'm quite sure.
And vacation.
Look around. Yeah, exactly. Who goes to Neptune for spring break? Oh my goodness. I know. Let's go that place. There was a rapist and lots of people got murdered. Let's go there. Fun.
Sounds delightful.
They've got a great PR department somewhere there in Neptune, I think. I don't know.
Or just a lot of real cheap motels.
Well, I guess. I don't know. Aren't these all stupid rich kids? Maybe not. Maybe the rich kids are at the Neptune Grand and the poor kids are at the Sea Sprite or whatever that was. Oh, well. We shall watch the whole thing because we're gluttons for punishment. And so next week we will continue with Veronica Mars Season 4 with Episode 2, unpromisingly titled Chino and the Man. I'm hoping that's about pants. Plus, we're going to continue with our trend of talking about things that everybody has already finished talking about by checking out that Friends reunion. And, I was never much of a Friends watcher, but I'm aware of it culturally. Catherine, you were a Friends fan?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like a diehard, but I definitely watched it. I'm sure I've seen them all.
Yeah, and so we're curious to see. We've enjoyed them all in projects since, I think. But how does one make a reunion for such an iconic thing? Will things be blown up, I wonder? Will anybody come out of the sea looking considerably more fit than in younger years? Not from the promo pictures I've seen.
No.
Anyway, that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.